Quick B Squad move to open this episode up. Totally forgot to introduce both of our guests. We've got Dave and Jason. They're buddies. You'll hear all about their projects here. But Dave is the first one you'll hear, and then you'll hear Jason. And they're sharing one microphone, so I apologize about the sound kind of coming in and out, but you should be able to hear all of it. All right, Lefty, welcome back.
I didn't go anywhere.
Oh, you've gone many places with a helicopter. You've missed shows, man. You weren't here. Tonight we have a returning guest, and he brought friends.
Excellent.
So, we've got Dave back.
We are so desperate for normal hosts that we are returning guests.
Absolutely.
Okay, I am the returning guest. Dave, how have you been hosting in my absence?
I did kind of take over a little bit last time, I believe, if I remember correctly. Kind of.
You did. You did. It was a fun episode. So that was episode 261. If you want to go back and find that one, that was actually a lot of fun. All four of us were on with Dave, and we got to hear all sorts of stuff. But there is one question from that episode that's hanging in my mind.
I think I know what it is. Is it about the 31 DeSoto?
It is not about the 31 DeSoto, but I would love to hit that as well.
I was actually going to ask about that one because it was tickling my mind. Doesn't he also have a 30s car?
Yeah, a couple of them, actually.
Yeah,
or at least I got pictures of a couple of them. Yeah.
Right. This guy is like the me that gets shit done.
Yes.
No.
We have this similar interests, but he's actually accomplishing stuff.
No, I'm not going to say anything. Nope, don't give me that credit.
Oh,
okay. The pictures that I sent you are of Jason's car. That's not mine. I thought it was clear in my email. I apologize.
Okay, so the question I have has to do with, and I think a lot of listeners will remember that you were the guest with the My Little Pony tattooed on your ass. And that was because you won the bet.
Yes.
Interesting story there. Definitely go listen to episode 261. The people who lost the bet, they were supposed to get your face tattooed on there, and I think Jason may have been one of them. Is that true, or was it two other J names?
It was Jay. Yeah, I have a lot of J's. I have a lot of friends with J's in the name. Apparently, yeah. No, it was Jay and Joseph, and they have not gotten it yet. But this summer, when I go to Atlanta to visit, there is it's going to happen this summer, allegedly. Well, I'll keep you posted.
I don't think
allegedly.
Yeah, it is allegedly going to happen.
I don't know.
All right, this is going to be another good episode. I'm excited for this. Let's get into it.
Welcome to episode 319.
B Squad is at its core a roundtable discussion of the four of us who are admittedly rank amateurs in the car world, trying to figure our way into hot rodding.
4 states,
3 time zones,
2 sets of brothers,
once a week of the meat and bolts of hot rods.
For a B Squad Hot Rod, this is Lefty.
This is Train.
This is Hollywood. And this is Woodchuck. Because A Squad has a TV show.
Legal disclaimer. If you try anything we talk about, that's your fault, not ours. So wait, they're supposed to get what tattooed on them again? Just
it's a knockoff of the Shepherd Ferry Obey thing, but it's my face and it has the SFCC, which is the initials of my car club, Sockfrickers Car Club.
Right.
As that there instead of Obey. Yeah. So they're supposed to get that somewhere on their body. I don't care where, somewhere for losing the bet, and they haven't yet. I've lost a lot of respect for them. I ain't gonna lie, a lot. It's been years. Just kidding, but go ahead.
And I believe one of them actually had the DeSoto up on a shelf.
It's Jay's brother who has this hanging from the rafters of his body shop.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. So were you able to get that down? That is also a good question that you brought up. Were you able to get that down and get that to your garage?
No. It's still in Atlanta. I'm still working on that. I don't need it right now, so there's no rush. But I am kind of like, it's been like 5 years now. I think that's fair. I think 5 years is kind of a fair time to be like, hey Jimmy, what's going on? Let's get this happen.
It's been hanging there a while. We talked about it last time. Let's come to a deal.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah. Last time you were on, just a little over 2 years ago. You've been waiting on it a couple of years. I think you made the deal right before COVID, and then
Yep.
things happened. So yeah.
It was BC, and still haven't seen it. So the deal's done. We just need to take delivery. We're working on it.
Okay. So,
So Jimmy, stop being a schmuck. Bring it down here. Let's do this.
all
Does
right.
Jimmy listen?
That's a good question. Does Jimmy actually listen to us?
We'll send him the episode. Give us his email.
Okay. I don't even have that, actually. I have his phone number. I should say it right now, but I won't. I should just give it.
Man, I wonder if we could send a podcast by phone.
Have all
Just
four listeners call him every 3
call
hours.
him and play the recording.
I have been dealing with a lot of phone calls lately. Let's not go there.
All right, that's fair, I guess.
So yeah, what have you been working on lately?
So I see you guys pictures. I bought a 72 K5 Blazer from my dad. He restored it like probably almost 30 years ago. And being a Michigan truck, it's been in the garage and taken care of, but the brake line's kind of rusted and everything works great except for the brakes. I ran all new hard lines. Finally got done actually tonight with Jason's help.
Wonderful.
Got that squared away, and hopefully the brakes will work after that. I'm trying to do it one at a time. I don't want to shotgun everything. I want to figure out what the problem is. So it's really a weird problem. I don't go in details, but it's it's a weird one. You have a good pedal, everything feels good. It just doesn't stop. And so we're thinking it's the soft lines that are expanding, not giving pressure to the brakes, but to replace the soft lines, the hard lines all snapped in half. So I'm doing the hard lines now.
Yeah, fair enough.
Are the pistons compressing on the brake pad, or are they drum brakes?
Oh, it's piston in the front. It's disc in the front, rear drum. They seem to be free moving up front. So I'm gonna try the lines first. Just I'm curious, actually. I want to see if it's the soft lines or not. So if not, I've got calipers set in the box right next to it, so I can put those on if need be. And I probably put them on anyways. I just want to know the problem, just for my education.
Yeah, I'm just thinking what provides a good pedal and does not, make the contact there. So
bad portioning valve.
I replaced that and master cylinder and
dang. Okay.
And tested the booster. Booster tested fine.
Yeah, well, it's a line or a brake component then.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, not much left. Well,
not much left. It's pretty simple. You replace the 3 big parts. You put the portioning valve in the right way.
Yes.
I ask because things have happened.
Well, GM's good because they run the same line, same size line, but different size fittings for everything that goes in that portioning valve. Like you can't screw it up if you tried. And it's annoying because you need like 7 wrenches to replace a portioning valve.
Yeah, but you can't put shit in wrong.
No, you can't. It's good.
Good deal. Yeah. So the other thing we got pictures of was this 33 Ford, I believe it was.
Yeah, that's Jason's. There's a heck story behind that one.
Yeah, Jason, let's hear that because I saw pictures of that, and that may go on our episode art.
I didn't get any pictures.
That's because you're not allowed into the email because you break it.
We have to go airing dirty laundry here.
Well,
sounds like it.
Apparently,
it's soccer practice. We're just gonna kick some balls. So
you guys normally pick on Train. Now Lefty's getting it because Train's not here. That's
exactly.
Oh.
So
to the next guy, huh?
Yeah, it does. Probably halfway through, it's gonna switch, and you're gonna be making fun of me, and that's how that goes.
Hey, that works too.
Yeah.
All the
So I was looking at these pictures, and I gotta say, I'm really digging this project. I usually see these early Fords go one of two ways. Either they are really classed up, like Chip Foose, super shiny, like dumping hundreds of thousands of dollars into them, or full on rat rod, full of patina, which not a big fan of rust. That's just me.
No, I get it. You're right. No, mine's kind of an anomaly. I don't know.
Yeah, it's simple, but it's very clean and very pretty. I'm impressed.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's a good car. 33 Ford, 5 window. It is a steel car. It's been chopped 4.5 inches, I think. Has a blown Pontiac 400 in it. And right now the engine is being rebuilt. And that's a long story we can get into if you guys want to. But it's actually a new build, new car I bought from a good friend of mine. And unfortunately, the engine had some oiling problems. So that's why the engine is being rebuilt. But before that, it was a great car. It still is a good car. It'll be good once it's back together.
I mean,
Okay.
the bearings were wiped. Like, it should not have run. Everybody, Jason said it, I said, everybody sent pictures to. But like, that car should not have run as good as it ran with the condition of everything inside of it.
Yeah, it was pretty gnarly. I mean, it had, I'm guessing 5,000 to 7,000 miles on it, and it was pretty much toast.
Oh,
Every bearing was shot, cranks ruined. I found problems with the block, so there's actually a new block going in it.
The roller lifter had a pin just hanging out about a quarter inch out the side of
I was
it.
about to lose a roller on a roller lifter. The cams got everywhere. I mean,
was it just not getting any oil? I mean,
so again, like Dave's brakes, I never found one reason of why that all happened to it, but it definitely points to an oiling problem.
yeah.
But it ran so good. God, it ran good. It was a clutch problem. Is what reason why I tore into it, because it had a weird thing with its clutch, and it just snowballed from there.
Yeah. I changed the hydraulic throwout bearing in it, and it had so that started leaking, which is why we changed it. But it also had this weird squeal noise that I assumed was the bearing going bad. Well, once we put the new hydraulic throwout bearing in, the leak was gone, but the squealing noise was still there and quickly getting worse. And I mean, I don't think I drove it a mile.
Well,
And then we've had it running a couple times, and that squeal quickly turned into metal on metal grinding noise. So,
the crazy part was we had to pull the entire drivetrain out to replace the throw bearing. We put it all back in, and then we pulled it all back out again.
yeah. So little car, big engine. You can't really work on it in the car, unfortunately.
You disturbed whatever delicate thing was keeping it from making noise.
I guess. But yeah, that engine ran great. I mean, I did a little burnout with it before the last time it ran. I did a little blip of the throttle, and it didn't seem to care.
Yeah, that's the stuff nightmares are made out of.
And I feel bad because the whole thing, he bought it because, I'm sorry if I'm oversharing here, but the only reason he bought it was like, I have projects. I
just want this to be nice and done.
Exactly. Just want to go drive it.
Yeah.
Hey, boys, stop. Get the no. Sorry, my dogs are dicks. Get out of here. So,
Yeah, I happened into that car kind of, I don't know, out of accident, chance, I don't know what you want to call it. So yeah, like Dave said, I bought it with the intention of, all right, I don't have to work on this one. I can just drive it, and I can work on my other project. But this one's turned into a project.
Sounds like buying a lathe.
Yeah, exactly. So hopefully once the engine's back together, that'll be it. I can drive it for many, many trouble-free miles.
Here's hoping.
Until I break something. Because
you'll want to upgrade something. Then you'll pull a Steve. Well, while I'm in
here. Guilty as charged, but also it seems like Project Creep may have saved you from creating a windowed engine in this deal.
Yes. Yeah, that one was about to catastrophically fail in a bad way.
Honestly, you can't use the parts anyways. I kind of wish it had.
Yeah.
You really can't use any of the internals at all. It might have been a better story if it did blow up and window the block, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, and I'm going to go with this isn't Project Creep. They replaced a part, they put it back together, and it was immediately bad.
Yep.
That wasn't a, well, we're in here, let's change an engine.
Right.
Oh, I will grant that one. Okay. Yep.
Yeah, it's not typically what you do.
Well, it's not even an upgrade. It's like going from
that depends. Anybody got a T-Bird with a 305 in it now?
No, not yet.
Sorry, what was that? I'm sorry, what was that?
Oh, Woodchuck is putting a Chevy 305 in the T-Bird.
Wait, what?
Huh.
Yeah.
No, wait. Yeah. You bought two 460s.
Yep.
Yeah, please explain to them because I'm still confused.
Yeah.
And most of those
No, and-
episodes haven't come out yet. So
I don't know. Ford had weird bell housing. They may have one that bolts up to a Chevy Fred at this point because they changed the pins and the bell and the bolt patterns every 6 months on those things. So maybe if one of bolts right in.
So it came with a FE family engine, a 352. Turns out if engines sit around for 60 years and don't do anything, they tend to try to kill their driver and passenger.
We learned that on the first bonsai run.
Being me and Lefty. Yep. Pulled that out there, put what we thought was a 360 in there. It turned out to be a 390. Borrowed that engine from a friend, gave it back. And I thought I bought two 390s and a C6 attached to one of them. Turned out they were 460s, and neither one of them are anywhere near running. Like, they both have to go to the machine shop at least.
I know, but I've had a 460 and they're fun.
Yeah, me too.
That Lincoln I had a 460 in it. And I'll tell you guys what happened to that car later on, but 460s are fun.
We had growing up an F-250 with the 460. We did 130 towing the Corvette.
Gotcha. I got it.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, no, I'm not upset about having 460s. I wanted something that ran and put it in the Thunderbird so I would have a car that moves under its own power. So having those in that shape, I'm going, I don't want to spend $2,000 to rework this 352. And Jim and Gail, who've been on the podcast, they gave me a pretty good deal on not only the Chevy 305, but also a Turbo 350 to go behind it. And both of them were running when they were pulled out of the cars, and I trust them, so they were actually running. So I'm just doing the easy stuff, oil pump, timing chain, all the stuff you'd like to do, but it's a pain in the ass while it's in the car. Well, the engine's not currently in the car, so
nice.
Just
What
doing
kind of
that.
modifications?
And how many parts have you repurchased for that?
I've spent probably $100 in parts, but now I know that they're good because that engine had like 150,000 miles on it or something.
No, not what you've spent on it. How many times have you repurchased parts? Let's say oil pans or rear main seals.
All of them are a minimum of 2. Yeah. In fact, I've got to pack up the oil pan that turns out Chevy small blocks can have dipsticks on either side. I was unaware of this fact, and you have to pay attention because, yeah.
But why? Does it interfere with the pickup or what?
No, the block just isn't drilled for a dipstick on the other side. So the oil pan has
the block. Oh, yeah, you're
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it goes block,
the cutout on
pan.
the oil pans on one side, and the
because there were so many small block Chevy variants that they ended up with the dipstick on both sides.
yeah. So this is my first foray into Chevy small block, so it's just I'm learning as I go.
Because he only likes to spend lots of money when he does engine stuff,
Oh, Lefty, you're totally right. That's the problem. Stuff is so cheap for these Chevy small blocks compared to the FEs. I just have to buy it twice. I apparently unconsciously I had it, but yeah.
This FE guy walks into the parts counter with one of those guns that shoots money. He's like, FE parts.
No,
that's how Pontiac.
Yeah, the problem is you load that gun.
MX black card you have? Thank you. You can enter.
The problem with that gun is you load it in with stupidity, and then it shoots money, and that's
Mm-hmm.
I thought I had all the right parts, and I have all the wrong parts. So, but we're getting there.
Good reason to build another one.
Exactly. So,
Yeah.
and I've got two 460s to build and find projects for.
There you go.
Well, you have a truck, right? A 250 or 350, right?
A 350, yeah, but that's got the 7.3 Power Stroke in it.
Oh yeah, don't mess with that. That's good.
Yeah,
That's fine.
Aftermarket Banks supercharger on it, and The transmission is brand new. Yeah, I got to fix the brakes in the back, and that's about it.
Yeah, we're not touching that one.
Yeah.
Wait, but then you also found a way to spend money by replacing speakers and shit at one time, didn't you? Didn't you also figure out a way to spend money on the F-350 to make it better?
Oh yeah, Hollywood came out and we put audio in it. Yep. we had to take the aftermarket cassette deck out of it and put some audio in it. It's 94, so it's been around the block once or twice.
Nice.
I say having just changed tailgate cables on my 98 Toyota.
Yep.
It's
So
like it. How many miles on your 350?
236, I
Okay,
think.
so about the same as the Toyota.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a daily driver, right? The guy had it. He moved large things, horses, buildings, hay.
Yeah.
But it was not his daily driver. So he had it a long time. It just not a whole lot of miles. But it's a diesel. It's just getting warmed up.
Nice. So I did sell to Lincoln.
Yeah, we got to hear about this Lincoln because that was your project of the moment last episode. Let's.
That was my long lost daily that I just ignored and lost love of, and I sold to a guy in Central Florida. He bought it and put about $20,000 into a car that's worth $12,000 restored, and then finally saw it for the first time a year later. And he called me. He's like, "How big are you?" I'm like, "I don't know. I'm like 6'5", 270. He's like, "I don't fit in this car." I'm like, "I was like 320 when I bought that car. Like, what's going on?" He's like, "The steering wheel hits my stomach." I'm like, "Oh, okay." I'm like, "Well, how big are you?" He's like, 5'11", 290. I'm like, "That might be a problem. That might. I think I found the root cause. That one. It's not the seat. It's not the steering wheel. I'm just saying."
The total may be the same, but the proportions might be a little off.
Yeah.
So he repainted it, new interior. I mean, just got it going, everything, brought it back to its original beauty. And then I sent him a text message a couple weeks ago. And I'm like, "Hey, how's my girl doing?" And he's seeing pictures of the block and everything torn down. And I'm like, "What's going on?" And I'm like, "That motor was great when I sold it." He's like, "Oh no, motor was fine. I just wanted more horsepower." So the guy's got a lot of money. He's in a different tax bracket than me. Well, he's maybe with you, Steve. I don't know, but different tax bracket than me. He just tore the motor and transmission out just to have it rebuilt for the hell of it. And the guy tore it down, said everything was fine. He said the only problem with the motor was there was a little bit of debris in the oil pickup tube. I'm like, "For 60 years, that's fine." I'm like, that happens. He's like, "Yeah, that's good." So yeah, he's rebuilding it, putting Edelbrock heads on it, new cam, intake, headers, a rebuilt transmission, new rear end. So he's making a little hot rod Lincoln. So I'm kind of stoked. It's kind of cool.
Excellent. Yeah. Did he keep it the brown over brown?
He did actually.
Yeah. And I think I said this last episode. I'm usually not a fan of brown anything, but on those cars, brown just works. It's just, yeah.
Yeah, I was glad he took care of it. I'm glad that somebody got it that was going to do it right. So it's in good hands. I'm happy about that.
There's not much you can ask for in the end, Once we sell it, there's nothing you could do really, but it's nice to look back and go, "Oh yeah, I don't regret that."
Well, I mean, that was my daily for I drove my kid to daycare in that every day, for 5 years. I drove it daily for 3 or 4 more years after that. I quit driving it here because I just didn't drive much, and going downtown is a pain in the ass to park and whatever. So yeah, it got some love. I'm glad it's back together.
Good deal. You were also trying to sell a bike, and I'm not a bike guy, but
I sold the Victory.
okay.
I sold it to these. I sold it to these two guys from Dominican Republic, and they didn't want to start it. They didn't want to ride it. They didn't want to touch it. They had cash in hand. So
Off it went.
I was like, "All right, well, you guys can have it. Go for it. Do your thing, whatever you do." I'm gonna hang down there and flip it or whatever. But the guy was supposedly buying it for his dad. His dad was there and he didn't ride either. I'm like, "Guys, it's like 115 at the rear tire. It's a fast bike." And they being American Republican guys, they were. So I'm 6'5". They were not 6'5". I'm just, a little bit shorter than that. And yeah, they didn't even run it. Didn't do anything. They're just like, yeah, we'll take it. And we pushed it on their trailer and
They drove away.
they drove away. And I kind of want to bike set now, but I
That's
did buy
bizarre.
that since then. I came across a 87 Kawasaki Ninja 1000 that was just a mile down the road and picked it up. So I've spent a little time on that, trying to get it going. Got the coils working with that thing and got it kind of running, but then the gas tank sprung a leak on the side of it. So I got to fix all that. So that's got kicked in the balls again by that project. Oh, low mileage, great condition, one owner since 91. Kicked square in the balls by that. But I mean, that's all fun.
Well, I can definitely relate with that Thunderbird. It looked great from on top. The more I get underneath it, the more I can't believe we took it out on a road and did more than 30 miles an hour in it.
So I've never seen pictures of that car.
No,
Oh yeah, we can fix that.
we can fix that. Watch this. So not great audio, but I can start my video and in the background sits the Thunderbird.
Oh, that's it? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So
yeah,
I
it's
will,
actually.
I will
I
have to
mean-
email you pictures this time.
I couldn't get underneath it because it's like an inch and a half off the ground or something stupid. But I trusted Steve when he said, "Hey, it's good to go down the road." We did every bit of 95, 100-ish, all the way to Vegas,
Yep. So we
allegedly.
allegedly,
it
yeah.
had a 390 in it, so
Wait, was it? Oh, this is the second run, bonsai run.
The
So you
second
guys,
bonsai run, yeah.
second bonsai run we actually made the distance. So
you guys didn't do a lot of detail. You guys did a lot of interviews at SEMA, but there weren't a lot of details about the bonsai run. So what happened there?
Oh, yeah, we had a couple of episodes about that, but
Well, I listened to all the episodes, but I didn't hear any like nitty gritty about any crazy stories or anything. Was it just an easy ride, or is
honestly,
that
it
what
was
happened?
just an easy ride in the end. We cut the distance because honestly, Denver to Vegas was a bit much in any of these cars we're going in. We had Jim and Gail rode along in what were they driving?
it
That
was
truck.
it's I don't remember. Its nickname was Thursday because it was Thursday, so they bought a truck.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
those
it
two.
was like a big ass like toy hauler, right? What, like a flatbed or something like that?
Oh, so they were thinking roll-on, but that roll-on has the same problem as the Humvee. It's geared so low that it tops out at 55, and they decided that was not an awesome idea. And since we were already taking a trailer, then we should be good.
Yeah,
So they bought it's a Chevy. Is it a 91? Late 80s, early 90s Chevy, has like 300,000 miles on it. I think they had to change a water pump or something on it, and it was good to go.
yeah, and then Muddy came down and ran it in the 90s minivan,
Yep, 90s minivan.
which he drove from, where does he live? Like Tennessee?
Arkansas. Yeah.
Arkansas. Yeah,
Yep.
he drove it from Arkansas to Salt Lake so he could drive with us to Vegas.
Yeah.
that's awesome. Oh, that's impressive.
And yeah, once we saw that van, it was.
So it got the nickname Squeaky. It brakes, the brakes squeaked quite a bit.
Nice.
That's because they were just metal on metal.
Yeah, it had gone through the pads and it was working its way on going through the rotor and the piston.
Wow.
So we had to change those out before we sent him back to Arkansas in that vehicle.
Well, I'll give you guys credit because you guys have been trying to do this like 2 years, and everybody seems to not quite make it with their cars. I thought the one who was the guy with the Honda that just fizzled out or something. I don't know what happened with that. Like I was like,
So
Honda
that
could make
was
it.
that was another Nick, and that was over on what was he, Car Dads.
Yeah, Cardad's
that's right.
podcast, which has stopped so far, but we're hoping someday it might come
Yeah,
back.
after they failed the bonsai run utterly the first year, they stopped. They quit in shame.
Oh, you broke them.
We kind of did, because that first year we almost immediately trailered the T-Bird because it was actively trying to kill us. And so every place we stopped, we took a picture with Steve and the car where you could not see the trailer. I had him angled just so that you couldn't see that it was on a trailer. And we sent them pictures for the whole 2-day trip of everywhere we stopped, like we were having so much fun. And
Yep.
at
Continental
each-
Divide, the iced
Four
up early in the
Corners.
morning on the where we stayed, little town in Colorado. Yeah, we stopped at the Four Corners because at this point it's like it's on a trailer behind us where we've got time. We're going to see some sights because we blocked out a lot of time to make sure these pieces of crap would make it. We figured there was going to be a lot of part switching out in part store parking lots and things like that. So yeah, so we sent them pictures and
at every location we also took a picture of me with the car on the trailer.
Yep.
And after we made it to the show and told everyone that the car made it and everything was perfect and they believed us, we sent the damning photos that we had fucked with them the whole time.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, they were cheering us on.
I would totally do it. I mean, that sounds like a blast.
Yeah. So this year, the route was maybe questionable. Turns out we went down the highway, nicknamed the loneliest highway in America, in clunkers. So that was a good idea. But yeah.
But it was only like a 7 or 8 hour drive, right?
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't bad. It was a nice day. We started about sun up and got there right after sundown because Angry Eyebrows was having trouble with the headlights. That was our major issue. Is if it got dark, we were going to have to figure out something to do.
Oh no, there's a better story than that though.
There is. I was hoping you were going to tell it because it ends with a hip check.
I'm driving along. I'm in the driver's seat for Angry Eyebrows now, and Steve is starting to stress out. He's like, I don't know if the headlights work, and if they do work, they definitely don't point at the road.
Yeah, so four headlights, 4 distinct separate directions that they point in. Like it's not they're slightly misaligned. It looks like an octopus, right? There's light going everywhere.
Yeah, and there's no adjusters. They're missing. Now, first he tells me there's no adjusters, and I'm like, no, there's always adjusters. Like they're part of the headlight assembly. Even in 1960, they weren't making cars without headlight adjusters. He's like, I don't know. Someone told me they weren't. That there were no adjusters. Someone told him correctly. They're missing. The screws have been removed and they're gone. And he's like, let's
4 headlights are missing.
All 4 headlights are missing the adjusters.
Wow.
He's like, let's put it on the trailer before it gets dark. We're like 20 minutes from Vegas. And I'm like, no, fuck that. We're not failing to make it again because the headlights don't work. I'm going to strap some flashlights to the front and we'll follow one of the other trucks. Like we're doing this. And we get out. So we pull over to the side. I turn on the lights. We get out. And yeah, sure as shit we're trying to illuminate the moon, right?
Yeah, but with 30 candle power. So at this point, we're not too worried about it.
Yeah.
They're not bright.
Looking at these headlights and I'm like, man, they are adjustable. They're just everything's missing. Like there's 2 adjuster screws per headlight. They're all gone.
Don't you guys put air shocks to the back and just jack the ass end up just to kind of get the angle right?
I think they were even further out than that. There was
I punched them into place. I wailed on the headlights with my fist until they lined up. We got back in the car, took off, and made it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Just had to convince the car we could do it.
Well,
and
once I realized that I couldn't push them by hand and that there were adjusters that weren't hooked up, to me, that just means, hey, if I manage to get them in place, they'll stay, right?
I mean, if they'll stay in the wrong spot, they'll stay in the right spot, right?
That was my logic.
You would think.
So I literally just beat them until they submitted.
Yeah,
that's good.
And after we turned them on, we kind of realized that these aren't going to blind anybody. They'd be pointing in their face, but they're not going to blind anybody. So we were real happy we were that close to the city.
There wasn't any worry. Thankfully, we were in the city of lights. So,
question though, I got so Jason didn't get what I got, and that was the questions. The
crazy quarter mile.
Yes.
All right.
We can do that.
Yeah.
So you've been looking forward to it? I got to pull them up.
I just happened to have them up from last night, so I'm taking the first one. All right, Jason. Manual or automatic?
Say that again.
Manual or automatic?
Manual.
Okay. That's good.
All right.
I didn't want to have to edit you out of this entire episode if you picked the wrong one.
Favorite color on a car?
Ooh, that's a hard one. I've been pretty partial to black, but I do like a blue car at times, Washington blue, something like that. But no, black's probably my answer.
Okay. How about favorite superhero?
Favorite superhero? That's a good one too. Gosh, man, you put me on the spot with that one.
It's not that hard. But with
Let's just say
what I go with?
I don't know.
Actually,
Go
yes,
with
me.
Dave.
I went with the thing from Fantastic Four.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. I mean, can I go for a not politically correct answer from like early '90s that probably no one's going to remember?
Green Lantern,
There are no incorrect answers.
Hell no, Handyman.
Handyman.
From In Living Color.
Shit,
Where
fucking Handyman.
there you go. That one I got there.
Best answer ever.
I thought for sure you were going with the ambiguously gay duo. Was it from the SNL skits?
Oh, that is also good. But do you guys know Handyman?
From In Living Color.
I think they're younger than us yet. All right, so after this episode, we guys, before you guys go to bed, just look up Handyman in Living Color.
Okay.
It's Damon Wayans, right? It's Damon Wayans, and it's it's so fucking funny.
Super politically correct.
Oh, I've seen this.
These times, I don't think.
Yep.
All right. Racing stripes or no racing stripes?
Depends on the car, but I'm typically not a racing stripe fan.
I was much more animated when I answered.
A muscle car, some of them maybe, but typically no.
Okay. Animal that you would least like to be stuck in a car with.
Dave's dogs.
Why?
Because they probably licked me to death.
And help each other to bed.
All right. Fastest
So I have
you've
like
ever
two
gone in a
75-pound pit bulls, and they're the gayest pit bulls ever.
The ambiguously gay duo.
Yeah, exactly. There's nothing wrong with that. They're fine. I accept my boys how they are. It's fine. No one's getting pregnant. There's no puppies. We're good.
And I'm okay with it too.
Hey, what happens between consenting adults? It's all good.
Exactly. It's their life, their decision.
Happens between consenting pit bulls.
For the record, Axel's not always consenting.
No, poor Axel's usually not the consent.
Poor Axel's not consenting all the time.
This is going down a bad road.
We might be hitting the limit of what we could talk about on a podcast.
Sorry, it's okay. India's fine. The market is shot to hell anyways.
All right.
All right.
Fastest you've ever gone in a car.
Oh man. 120
Okay.
ish.
What's the story behind that? Tell
somewhere
the
around
story. Come on.
Well, no, I mean I've been fast a number of times in cars. I'm just trying to remember. That might have been when my buddy Bobby was doing 120 down the back roads in his Monte Carlo SS back in the 90s.
Okay.
Believe it or
Allegedly.
not, it actually would do that.
Heard from a friend.
Somehow I'm still here to talk about it.
All right. In their glory days, would you rather race Mario Andretti or Dale Earnhardt?
Earnhardt.
Really?
Yeah. I think it'd be a fun fight. Fun race.
Hey, Robin is racing.
Assuming we all had comparable cars, right?
Yeah, right, exactly.
It was stock car, quote unquote, right?
Yeah. Yep.
What's that line? There's nothing stock about a stock car.
Exactly.
Days of Thunder. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right. Best memory involving a car.
Best memory. Wow. Man, that's a hard one too. I should have prepared for this.
That's the whole point.
Yeah,
They're not
no,
prepared. That's why
it's not.
sorry, request they
Off the cuff.
do this to you.
All right, so this one's going to involve Dave too.
Really?
Yeah. So
No,
there's
no,
this-
no. Best memory. Best memory.
so there's this show, and I think maybe you talked about it. I don't know, on the last episode you were on, called Steel Emotion. And we took his Dodge there. He drove it. I drove in my 62 Impala wagon I had. And
Whoa. Not so it was a 4-speed 62 power wagon, which is rad.
yeah. Slammed on the ground and all that fun stuff. But anyway, yeah. So this was a car we had spent the last month to 2 months trying to get back together from nothing.
Not back to get it together.
Oh yeah. All right. So together.
It came in pieces, I take it.
Yeah. To win the bet, by the way, this is why he's why I won the bet, actually. I didn't give him credit for this. He's why I won the bet, to be honest with you.
Yeah. So we get what
we're outside of we're was it before Columbia?
Oh, this is like past Goose Creek, which is very close to here. All of a sudden Dave's exhaust just falls off on one side.
Nice.
Yep, I remember telling that story. Yep.
Actually, no, let me back up. Something happened before that. We had to pull over, and I don't even remember what it was. I almost got high centered in the wagon trying to get into the parking lot. God, what was that? I don't know. Anyway, that was a minor thing. We figured that out, whatever it was, pretty quick. And then
we figured it out, but the exhaust was like the entire backside exhaust, like from the header back. Just kind of.
And we were on a 2-lane road in the middle of nowhere, like absolutely nowhere, and with no curb really. Like there's a big ditch, and that was it.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah,
that was fun. But we fixed that and got that fixed and moving, and then I think things were going pretty well until like I was getting sprayed with with some kind of liquid. And then all of a sudden, pieces of.
By the way, he's behind me. By the way, he's not in the car with me. He's behind me,
and it's now dark. It's now dark, and I'm getting sprayed by some kind of liquid. But we're still going. I figured if he's cool with it, I'm cool with it. I just backed off a little more.
I thought it was raining. To be honest with you,
and then all of a sudden, chunks of fan belt decided to go flying.
Oh no!
And that's when I realized it wasn't rain. It was actually my fucking radiator.
Yeah.
Even hot water.
That was now the side of the interstate close to
the steam should have been a giveaway, huh?
Yeah, I didn't notice.
Yeah,
I was going so fast. We'll go with that.
He thought it was
crazy
just
is I pulled
smoke off the
over.
tires.
What's funny is I pulled over because we didn't have a fan belt. We couldn't do anything. I didn't have a spare one, and there happened to be a construction cone. Remember this?
Yeah.
A construction cone happened to be right there near state where we pulled over. So I put a cone like in front of it. And we left the side of the road and drove another 3.5 hours up the car show.
But before that, we tried to go into this city called Columbia, and we happened to find a Walmart we thought was open.
Oh, that's right.
Hoping we could maybe find a fan belt in a Walmart. I don't know what we're thinking there, but it had an auto center, I think is our.
Yeah, that's right. We did do that.
Process. But out in the parking lot, we're like a drunk couple fighting, and there's some sketchy people in the Walmart. It was just one of those things where you kind of felt like you're in the wrong spot at the wrong time.
Walmart.
Oh yeah.
No, you know what? We stopped. Honestly, I need a beer.
Yeah, that probably was it too.
Yeah, I probably need beer.
So anyway, no fan belt was found. We got in my car, just kept on going.
I was like, should we do the whole like nylon? What is it? The fucking pantyhose fan belt trick? But I was like, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep. No, we had a long way to go, and it was again a lot. That was going to end up being a lot more back roads driving and even more of a area. So anyway, yeah, we made it to the show at like midnight. I think it was late, and then that track that the show was at had security guards that wouldn't let people in past I don't know what, like 8 o'clock or something.
Yeah.
So Dave's club had to basically kind of distract them, fight them. I don't know what else they did to get us in there, but they got us in there.
We got in there,
and yeah, it was a memorable drive. It was supposed to take 3.5 hours, and I think it took us like 8.
Yeah, and we slept for like an hour the night before because you were here welding on the tackle of the exhaust with me, not until like 5 or 6.
Wait,
Yeah.
he was
7.
welding on the exhaust that fell off?
That was Dave welding, not me.
That was me welding. Yeah.
Okay.
I was holding it or something. Who knows?
Yep. He's
Or maybe trying to.
yeah. Jason's not the hack that I am. Jason's actually he's good welder. He's good.
But yeah, that was a
Sounds like
pretty
letting
exciting
train
Well,
do
I've never seen
electrical on
weld
your
anything.
car.
Wait, hold on, guys. I've never actually seen you weld ever in my life.
like actively.
Ever. I've never seen you weld anything. Now think about it. Can you actually weld, or do you sell like 7 welders?
Look at the back of my car that hasn't been finished for 10 years. There's some weld on that.
No, all kidding aside, Jason is honestly why I won that bet. And I still got the tattoo, but he's why I won the bet. Seriously, he's been a good friend and helped me out, bailed me out many times.
Good deal. I think that's just what it is being a car guy. We're just happy working on cars and we don't mind helping out.
Yep, and it's the adventure of it, right?
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
That was like could have been a miserable experience, but it was just an adventure. It was fun.
No, it was a blast. It was an absolute blast.
And once Dave got the car back to the show the next day, he brought the orange cone with him.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, so you belong on this show.
You know what's fucked up is I lost it. I have no clue where it's at.
It was floating around the garage here for a while.
It probably is still somewhere in this garage.
20 years is probably long enough to talk about it, but there was a time in my youth that me and a group of friends were out in little Toyota pickup, and there had been a bunch of road work because the city's famous for road work, and they had left cones just randomly. Like they weren't, nice lines of cones, and they weren't blocking anything in particular. They were just cones that hadn't been picked up for one reason or another.
Right.
So we spent like a week and a half collecting rogue cones.
You're probably doing a city a favor.
And every time we saw one, favor, theft, whatever.
You were
every time we
returning
saw
lost
one,
property.
someone would holler rogue cone. And the idea was to drive by it at, driving speeds, and the passenger to reach out, nab the cone, and fling it into the bed of the truck on the way by. We got about half of them that way. The other half fell over somehow, and we'd go back for them because we weren't going to leave them.
That reminds me of a story. Actually, there's construction going on. At the time, my second car was a 81 Mazda 626 piece of shit. It was a 5-speed though. You'll be happy. It was a manual, and
it can redeem a shit box.
Yeah, so
that's true. That's true.
On the road, on the road by my house was on one road. It was the main road that led to my house. Whatever. So anyway, so they they kept putting crush codes up because they're doing work, right? And not actually the barrels, not the cones, the actual barrels.
Yeah,
because they ripped the whole road up to nothing, new blacktop. And every time coming home from wherever I was, work, girlfriend's house, whatever, friend's house, whatever, I just would just take my piece of shit car and just take them all out. And after like a week of this, they apparently got tired of it because, like I said, they dug the whole road up. And there was a manhole that was sitting proud about 4 inches. And they put a barrel over top that manhole.
Oh, shit.
And it fucking flushed my rim up. I had blew my tire out. I was like, well played, guys. Well played. I deserve that one.
Like
But you got the barrel.
oil pan off.
Mm-hmm.
But you knocked that barrel over. I mean,
I did with my bumper. But the car stopped after that because it hit a manhole.
Yeah. Didn't knock over a lot of them after that, I bet.
No. Took a little while to get the rim fixed.
I was just trying to give you credit for mission accomplished.
No, I appreciate it. The mission been accomplished for several days before. That's when they got a little fed up and they're like, yeah, it's not cool. But Jason has a awesome Vega to tell you about.
Okay. Let's hear about the Vega.
I'll be back.
Yeah, so that was my first car. It's a 76 Vega, and it's a wagon, but if you know anything about Vegas, which you probably don't, because not many people do, they actually made what they call a panel van or panel wagon, I guess. So the rear window was actually a piece of metal filled in from the factory. So my car was not originally one of those, but it was turned into one of those. My dad actually bought the car brand new. And in the 90s, late 80s, I guess, when the mini truck craze was going on, I was all hot into that. And we lowered that Vega, and Dad put on this crazy graphics paint job on it. And we put a little Buick 3.8 V6 in it. And actually, Dad had a diamond chucked black upholstery from another Vega that he had built back in the 70s. And that went in there too. And that was my first car. That was my high school car. I drove thing everywhere. Yep. I drove it all over the place. I took it to shows. I did all the dumb stuff you do when you're a teenager in it. Yeah, it was a good car, and I still have it. It's not on the road. It's sitting in an enclosed car trailer at my parents' house. But
it's not gone.
One of these days, it's another one of the projects on the list, you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I actually have another turbo 3.8 out of Grand National put in it. So yeah, that's the Vega. It was a good car. I had a lot of fun in that car, actually.
Oh yeah, I bet.
Turbo motor. Let's throw it in there. Let's do it.
Yeah,
I was gonna say that Grand National motor sounds like it's gonna be a lot of fun in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the 3.8 I had in it, we did the typical 30 over, you know, it had Grand National heads on it, 4-barrel aluminum intake, 4-barrel carb, you know, the typical stuff you do just to hop things up. And I mean, that was enough to break the rear end in it. So it was fun without a turbo.
You know what? Send a picture because it should be on the cover.
Yeah, more than the 33.
Okay.
Oh, it's what? It's pink, turquoise. It's 80s.
Oh yeah, it's totally
80s fucking tastic, man. It's like,
oh yeah.
It's mini truck. Yeah, it's late 80s, early 90s mini truck all the way.
All right. We will put that on the episode artwork so you can see
I've
that.
never seen it actually. I still need to see that thing.
It's in hiding.
Everybody's going to see the picture. I love it. It's going to be the same experience for everybody. All right, gentlemen. Oh, I promised Lefty lots of bike stuff. So in one of your recent emails, you mentioned you had a Kawasaki Ninja.
He talked about it, the 87.
I did. I got the 87. It was going to be it's low mileage, clean bike, whatever. The gas tank was rusted all the shit. So I didn't start it up, did turn over, but I'm like, all right, cheap restoration. If I get it running, that's fine. If don't, minimal effort, right? It's all original, has original airbox, the original exhaust. Otherwise I wouldn't have bought it.
Yeah.
It's got all the good bits, right? And it was $800. It was a mile from my house. So
yeah, there's some value in one that hasn't had pod air filters put on it and everything else stripped apart and shitty exhaust.
There's no 4-in-1 bullshit on it. Otherwise I wouldn't have bought it. And honestly, for $800, I had to buy another tank for it. I had to find a used tank that I thought was good, but sprung a little leak on me. But I think I have $1,200 into it. But honestly, for that bike, for a bike that does 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds and top speed 159, not that I'll do that because I'm an old man now, but I told Jason, I'll put it in the fucking living room. I don't give a fuck. For $800, I'll just throw it in there and just look at it. It's kind of cool. It reminds me of my childhood, man.
Yeah.
I'm 48, right? So 87, man, I was 12 years old. That was the most awesome. Oh, yeah. And Top Gun came out, right? And it's the year after Top Gun.
Those 80s era, super sports are so Top Gun, especially that. I mean,
well, I mean,
he was on a 900 in that one, but that 1000R is just a peak bike, man. It's so it is exactly what that era was in sport bikes.
Exactly. And it's the black one too. Not that I don't like the red one. But the black one was the black with the charcoal. That was it. That's I had to get it, man. It's cool to look at. I don't give a shit.
Hang it from the ceiling.
Oh, then I can sell it to Jimmy.
There you go.
Jimmy, you can have it in 7 fucking years. A fucking ceiling.
7
Asshole.
years and 1 tattoo.
So I'll take pictures of the session when they get their tattoos. It's supposed to happen in the summer.
It's not going to happen.
It's probably not going to happen.
I will get a tattoo before they get the tattoo.
That's okay. Just shame
I have
them.
no tattoos, so that tells you how much I'm going to.
But that's the thing. Neither do they.
Yeah, that's true.
Actually, Jay has one. Jay has one tattoo. But so their first tattoo and their first and second tattoo, the other one is my fucking face. I didn't want to get it on my body, and I've got like thousands of hours, and I was like, oh, my buddy's getting it, I'll do it. So I get their apprehension, but a bet's a bet. I mean, a bet's a bet. Don't make the bet if you're not going to fucking pay up on it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't state where it had to be, right?
No.
Wherever they want it.
No, I did like say, I'll give you a $500 put in your stomach so if it's see my face every time she blows you. I did offer that. Both their wives were pissed off about it. Honestly,
yeah, I think
I would legit pay $500 to put their stomach in. And Jason, you know me, and you know I would. You know I would.
Oh, I would still pass on that one. But
Yeah, the benefit or the payoff of that's not worth it.
yeah, it's just
It's years of trouble. for
$500 every time my wife is going to go down on me. Or
Well, in that case, an investment. Yeah, that's well, if they're married, so they're married, so I'm safe.
it's like maybe once a year if you're lucky. Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Allow me to pay for your wife to give you blood.
Yeah. I'm not calling her a whore or anything. I'm just saying. She made $500 doing this.
Oh, that's brutal.
Sorry if you guys are hearing this, Amaya, Casey, you're not whores. You're good. It got quiet there real quick.
I think we came to a crashing end on this
I
episode.
think we all realized how much trouble we're going to be in.
So, all right.
Is this the wrap up? Should we say because we're B squad because A squad gets fed their wives more than once a year? Is that?
I think so. With that, this was B Squad.
Sorry for ruining this episode. Please, if you guys don't air this, just at least send me a copy so I can hear it, please.
Oh no, we'll air it. We don't care.
Heavily edited.
Exactly.
They're marked explicit for a reason.
Yeah. Sorry, India. Sorry, you guys miss out.
Yeah.
So
it's that thriving hot rod market in India.
Wait, before you guys go, I had this Indian guy I work with, and he's awesome as hell. Suresh, he's a badass software programmer, and he was telling me about we're talking about tattoos and stuff like. He's, oh yeah, I'd never get tattoos. Come back home, just no bueno there, whatever. And he was like, yeah, he's like, I'm catching a lot of heat because I'm 25 and not married in India. Like, typically you're married by 25 as a male, and he's like, oh, my cousins are married, my brother is married, my sister's married, blah blah. And I'm like, so what do you do if you don't want to get married in India at 25? He's like, you move to the States like I did.
So all of the Indian males in the United States over 25 are hopeless virgins. Is that what you're?
I'm not saying he's not getting ass. I'm just saying he's not getting married.
Okay.
No, like legit. Like he's like, oh yeah, you're supposed to be married by 25. Like, if you're not married, like you're like looked down upon. So I came here.
no wonder there's not a huge car culture in India. Everybody's married. Don't have money for this.
They're all popping out kids.
All right. Anything you guys want to end on as we come to a crashing close?
No, I've said enough fucked up shit tonight. I think I'm good.
Yeah, I think we've been pretty well.
All right. It has definitely been a good time as always. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
All right,
Yeah,
bye.
having a blast.
Have a good one.
If you want to help us out, subscribe and review us on your podcast app of choice.
Come find us on social media. We're on Facebook and Twitter at B Squad Hot Rod. Also, emails go to hosts@bsquadhotrod.com. All right. So, what are we up to tonight, Steve?
We're going to do another interview. So we interviewed Dave a while back. He was the one with all the different projects, including the motorcycles and the My Little Pony tattoo.
Oh, right. I remember Dave.
So I listened to the recording a couple of episodes afterwards, and tell Daniel he's welcome to come by and drink from my garage anytime, because he was like, I listened to the recording with Dave. He's such a good guy to hang out with. So he's welcome anytime. Let him know if he's in Charleston.
He'll take you up on that because he's all over the country.
And you guys are too, of course, obviously. I'm not trying to be a dick here. You guys are good too.
Okay, we
Actually-
appreciate that.
Might be out that way sooner rather than later.
Well, come on. I asked real quick before we start recording, I asked a question. So I noticed you guys to censor your recordings up until my episode for some reason.
Yeah, you broke the mold.
Thanks, Dave.
I was like, huh, they stopped censoring these episodes after I came on.